This is big, this is big, this is big. Greetings, everyone, and welcome to a very short notice video on Star Wars Galaxy of Hero. Padme is coming. We knew she was coming, but she is gonna be legendary, which I think is very fitting for the character. She is going to have her own legendary event, Aggressive Negotiations. Okay, so there's a difference between this in-game description and the forum post. I have the forum post up. It says Separatists on both, but what it says on the forum post, and not the in-game post, what was it, audacious or arduous. An arduous legendary event has come. That's kind of scary. And you need Separatists. Note any Separatists, not necessarily droids. And if you look above, you get a very nice image of the B battle droids versus the Jedi. I think I see Luminara in that corner. Definitely Jedi counselors getting all kinds of dead. They did not fare well in that battle. Actually, I noticed almost every human Jedi who wasn't a main character did not fare well. So that happened. And then, what else has happened in the update that happened today? B1 and Droideka are now farmable, and unfortunately, they're both hard nodes. B1 is in Fleet Battle B5, and Droideka is taking Hoth Rebel Scout's place in 8B on light side. So, not great news, unfortunately. That's two more hard node farms that need doing with another, again, post nerf. So unfortunate, but you know, that's life. Hoth Rebel Scout is out on that, but is still farmable on 6A and in the Cantina Battles store. And if I'm not mistaken, I do have Scout done because I spent some time to finish him. Yep, Scout's done for me, so that's not a bad thing. It's a little awkward for me because this news all dropped like right before a big refresh and my second biggest payout of the day, so yeah, don't really have time to do my squad arena, and I don't think I would climb far enough anyways. I've been trying out CLS now that Han and Chewie are Gear 12, and it's funny, Night Sisters are murdering me now. Everything else is pretty easy, except, you know, Revans, but, you know, overall, definitely a nice experience, but yeah, holy crap. So, that is coming. Now let's look at the Separatist Faction. I'm also going to be going over my remaining speculations for the upcoming territory battle, because Padme was part of that, and I wasn't very happy with the last video. I think I kind of made it in too salty of a mood because of the changes and the potential nerfs. For the record, Jedha and Anakin has not been nerfed in the next patch since he was updated, so small victory. What is this? Okay, you can have it. Upgrading my Geos, because, you know, this is kind of overdue. And by kind of, I mean really. I might need all 3 Geos now. We might all need all 3 Geos now, because that's, like, the main thing is we don't know what's next. It just says an arduous legendary event. Again, forums, not in-game. Which is, honestly, sounds even harder than extremely difficult. Which is kinda scary, because Separatists are a really bad faction. The Ewoks have more synergy if you're not using Grievous and the 5 droids. And of course, just like with with Jedi Revan, they release these characters, Droideka and B1 are now farmable, and they're going to be needed in a legendary event the next day, basically. Okay, not the next day, but they're going to be needed soon. Now, you may notice that I've actually been farming up my Separatists, and it wasn't for this event. Like, I've gotten Newt Gunray up, and I've been getting Poggle the Lesser up. Well, for one, I know that there are faction reworks coming, so I figure, okay, they're probably due for something. And Poggle, I think they're going to add a 5th Geonosian, and then they're going to give him a proper leadership, because currently that's kind of sucky. And then Newt Gunray, I am suspicious might be getting a ship in the very, very near future. I forgot to hit that upgrade button. Alright, as long as you're not eating anything too important right now. Yeah, so getting the Geos up. Droidica's got an upgrade. Oh, that's a Carbonti. I can't give you that. You also need a Carbonti. It's a very Carbonti heavy team if you're gonna go the General Grievous route on this. So here's our 10 Separatists. You do get to choose from 5, so to my credit, I'll have more than 5 to choose from, but gear will be a major factor, and unfortunately two characters I'd particularly like are not very well geared. I would love Droidica, and B1 is kind of eh. The other character I'm lamenting in not having is Count Dooku because of his counters. That's kind of like always his thing now, so I don't know if he's up for a rework. He is a very old character in this game, but he still does have his moments. I see him sometimes up in Arena, because I could see him getting a light touch-up, but pick your 10. I'm honestly thinking I might just go Asajj lead with Grievous with the other droids under Grievous. I need to check Metalloid Monstrosity is his unique, so this will... Yeah, so he'll still drain them even if he's not in the leadership. In his leadership, again, like, to get the team fully functional is just not... You need Zetas to make it happen. And I have the next 7 Zetas I get on reserve for a certain R to the E to the van. So, yeah, it's gonna be hard. There's no... arduous. They've never used that word before. And let's be real, Chewbacca is a Gear 11 and 12 with certain Zetas level event difficulty. Ewoks is Gear 12 all around, basically, and a couple Zetas and a leadership Zeta is a must, and a couple more definitely doesn't hurt. Again, with Chewie, if you can trigger the contract on whoever your leader is, Bosk or one of the Fets, you're good, but with this has me worried, because I don't know. I don't see a rework coming for the Geonosians in time. I just straight up don't. The droids, obviously, the 5 have their own thing going, and then if you swap out, say, I don't know, whichever one turns out to be a weakness in this event, we don't know what the event is yet. We know it's legendary, so I can at least say I'm probably going to be able to get Padme unlocked at 5 stars, because I can probably brute force it under Asajj Ventress, as weird as it is. Grievous and Asajj both have parts, and I gotta make sure Asajj's works for anybody, because if it just works on Night Sisters, I'll be a bit bummed. Yep, whenever an ally or an enemy is defeated, Asajj will power up, gain turn meter, offense, crit chance, and 5% health, stacking until the end of encounter, and Asajj gains speed for each enemy with no buffs, so... That's actually a really good bit of synergy between herself and B2, because B2 will erase all the buffs. What gear is B2 at? Okay, 8. So, if I had to guess, you can probably get away with Gear 8 if you have, say, a Gear 12 Asajj Ventress or a Gear 9 Grievous. You know, powerful characters, and then there's plenty of upgrades that can be made. I'm already just going to say this. This is probably going to be harder than C-3PO. I mean, there's people out there who do have the bugs golded, so who knows? That might work very well. So it's really weird to think that there's a Separatist event. I get the feeling getting this right now is going to be really hard, and then after more Clone Wars stuff happens, that things are going to really kind of even out. I'm also assuming this is going to be Episode 2 Padme, because Clone Wars Padme and Episode 3 Padme, not really a Galaxy of Heroes type of Padme. But if it's Episode 2, this is by far like the most badass version of Padme we get. You know, on par with Episode 6 Leia, right, at that Battle of the Shield Generator. So, that's that. Let's talk about the Geonosis Arena coming. Now, everyone was under the assumption that you would get Padme like how you get Imperial Probe Droid and Rolo. Specifically Rolo because Leia and Padme, you know, mom and daughter. So, that apparently is not the case. That'll be interesting. I'm not upset she's legendary because Padme is definitely worthy of being a legendary character. So, not upset, just surprised, because it was okay to think of her for, you know, that. Who knows? Maybe they're going to do 2 Padmes like they have multiple Leias and Hans and stuff. That would be a first to bring in multiple iterations of the same character close together. I think the most we've had is we got 3 Hans within 6 months, I think, because of Captain and Young. But yeah, no, 2 Hans, and then 2 Chewies because of Vandor and regular Chewie. And what's this? Oh, cool. Rank 12, and I got that much? Oh, right, it was light side day. Everyone's panic farming on Revan right now, so yeah. Coming in 2.5 days. And then we got nothing but Omega battles to look forward to, but yeah. So, upcoming stuff. We, I kind of liked having the map, but I don't want to pull up the map. Screw it, I'll pull up the map. Monitor capture. So that was the other event. Oh, is this what I just read? Yeah, that's what I just read. Alright. Preview. Where is it? Road ahead. Nope, too far. There it is, road ahead. And with it, this beautiful work in progress. So I'm going to try and keep this shorter than last time because I ranted on this for like 45 minutes. Part of the reason I didn't like it. So as you can see, the Geonosis Arena is down here, and this is where I assumed you were going to unlock Padme. I'm technically right because that is where the event's happening, but, you know, not here like we thought with Rolo. Because it is a little weird because people confirmed like from like meeting the devs at the stuff that they were gonna have her from the territory. So maybe it was changed out and maybe the devs thought it was worthy of upgrading to a legendary event instead of just a long, you know how most battles are. So who knows? It's interesting that they kind of flip-flopped on it, but I think this is a change for the better. Who knows? You could still unlock characters there. We have no idea what dark side characters we're getting. I figure we're getting one more Geonosian. My initial assumption would be we'd get either an animal handler-based one for the arena, or maybe a turret-based one, because there are some Geonosian turrets in the movie. When I did the first video, I had just finished rewatching all the Geonosis scenes on episode 2. So that's one option. The other thing that I think would be really cool, and because they say they want to do stuff that's new with this, they might introduce vehicle allies. This is pure speculation at this point. I'm just guessing, but you'll notice there's a lot of vehicles on the map, and I know some of it's just stand-ins for like the AT-AT during the Hoth battles, but it would be interesting for like the smaller ones, because there are some smaller vehicles on both sides. If we got versions of those as like allies for the battle that scale with our characters. I know that would be really difficult to do, but it would be very interesting because I don't know. I think it would be cool, and vehicles is something we know the devs have talked about in the past. We have the AT-ST at the end of the Lightside Hoth raid, and we have some stuff in the Revan event and the Darth Malak event where you fight some pretty decently large vehicles, especially in the Darth Revan event when you face that walker right when you get done with Manan. I think it's Manan. I gotta double check. But yeah, so just going over the events, I kind of laid out some teams you're going to want. You're absolutely going to want to power up your Geonosians and your clones. There's 5 clones, and there's 4 Geos, so I think we're getting a new Geonosian just to bring it up to 5. Separatist reworks are guaranteed. Galactic Republic reworks are probably happening. Obviously, we had Kenobi, Ahsoka, and Anakin. I still expect Anakin's going to get a number tuned down, like, I don't know, maybe 5 to 10%, just less damage, because he does hit a little too hard, I think. And I've seen some real cheesy teams with him, so hoping that, you know, he does kind of feel broken for what he is, so I wouldn't mind them tuning him down a little bit. I know we're desperate for Malak counters, but That one definitely feels like, okay, yeah, this really wasn't supposed to be this powerful. It's Anakin Skywalker, yeah, but this isn't the Anakin Skywalker that's gonna go crazy. I get the feeling, because there's long been speculation, and I agree with this, that once we get Padme, between that, Ahsoka, regular Anakin, and Kenobi, we'll have the beginnings of a fallen Anakin play out. And I could see, about the time Revan came out last year, Jedi Revan, I could see maybe fallen Anakin being a mythic event of that timing. Because I need to go back and double check, but I'm fairly sure right around now is when the first Old Republic characters started to peep up. Where are we? We're at the end of April, May, June, July, August. Okay, so we're a little sooner than that, but they might be trying for an August release instead of a September release. So this could be setting the stage for Fallen Anakin. But back to this, the event. Definitely clones, Geonosians, Jedi from the Galactic Republic era. So that's like Mace Windu, Jedi Yoda. Let's just look. I am terrible with the names, so I will probably forget a few. Galactic Republic. Alright, so R2-D2, Grandmaster Yoda, Kenobi, Qui-Gon, Jedi, Counselor, Anakin, Knight Guardian, Clone Wars Chewie, Mace Windu, Luminara, Cody 5, that's guy, Iman Kundi, Eth Koth, C-3PO, Barriss Offee, Aayla Secura, Kit Fisto, and Plo Koon. I need a drink. So this is actually one of the most populated factions. If we look around, like, you know, here's the Geonosians, all 4 of them. Imperial Trooper, we've got 7. Jedi is probably the only bigger group. And that's actually still pretty similar in size. Night Sisters. Rebel might be the other big one. Yeah, okay, Rebel's bigger, but barely. I want to look at Empire, actually. Empire's a pretty decent. So Galactic Republic's actually one of the biggest groups. Sith might... yeah, even Sith's not as big. Like, it's the second biggest faction in the game. So there's definitely going to be lots of them. You're going to want the Jedis. You're going to want them. I would expect special missions with all of them. I don't know if we're going to get new guild event store tokens. They said save it up, but that could have been in relation to the fact that once you 5-star Malik, you get the rest of his shards through there. So that could be that could be an option, or we might get 2 characters out of there. So Padme's coming legendary. I guarantee she'll be a hero character needed for this event. So if you can unlock her ahead of time, which I'm assuming we'll need 5-star Separatists to unlock her, because it's legendary, it's not a journey event. Sadly, Padme's journey doesn't end in a hero, it ends in a corpse. So, yeah. One thing I speculated before, that one of the arena unlock characters might be the beasts, because we know one of the beasts is going to be a boss you fight on light side, and possibly on dark side. I mean, some of those things, especially the Acklay, the big praying mantis-like one, that was killing everybody. Just so happened to meet the lightsaber end of Kenobi. It's also theoretically possible we could get a Episode 2 Kenobi, because, you know, pretty different from Clone Wars and Episode 3. Episode 2 Anakin is something that is debated. I think he might appear as a boss, but not as a playable character, because if you look at the far over here, we have where Dooku fought Kenobi, Anakin, and eventually Yoda. Oh, that was a badass scene. And then the reason I've been farming Nute Gunray is this. That's a droid command ship, and we currently don't have a Separatist flagship. The main speculation has been we'll get Grievous and Malevolence, so that's still very much in the cards, but yeah, we don't have a whole lot in terms of ships for Galactic Republic and Separatists. Like, we don't have a Separatist capital ship. We do for Galactic Republic in form of Mace Windu. And we do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We do have just enough ships for a full Galactic Republic fleet, especially with Anakin's ETA fighter being pretty damn good when you do get to use it. Now, if we fast forward to Separatists, it's not so great. We have the 3 Geonosians, so definitely going to need some Separatist ships on this if we're going to have the fleet battle. I suspect we're going to get Vulture Droid, we're going to get a flagship, it might be Grievous, it might be Nute Gunray because of the way the command ships work. And I could easily see, and it would be a nice change of pace, honestly, because if you think about it, Grievous's flagships, Malevolence and Invisible Hand, both of those are, you know, pretty, they look a lot like Akbar's ship, just with a spire on top, so having those be changed out would be really cool. And then Vulture Droids, most likely, and if Grievous is not leading the flagship, the ship he drove from Utapau might show up instead. I don't know what the classification is on that one. So that would give us 5. I feel like 7 is kind of like the bare minimum, but, I mean, how long even did it take for Empire to get to 7? Is Empire at 7 even? I guess is a better question. Empire's not even at 7. Empire's at 6. No, 5, because those are 2 capital ships. So, yeah, at least 2 more to get them on par with Empire. Probably that'll be it. And is Emperor's Shuttle out yet? I can't remember. No, so next week I'll probably also have Emperor's Shuttle coming out for the Galactic Chase, just coming out as well. Just speculating that. How are we on time? Okay, we're better on time. So definitely going to get some new ships. Both factions need them pretty bad. Well, Separatists need them more, and Mace Windu is pretty much guaranteed to get a rework for his ship and himself now. I really, really can't see Mace's ship staying the same. And Mace Windu is due for a rework. His kit is not in good shape now. So many of the Jedi need reworks, and I don't care if they're like Grievous reworks where they're not great meta, but they're better. Because a lot of people have them, especially if you're like me, who started off before real faction-y gameplay began, and you just had the Galactic Republic Jedi. Like, a lot of them were good on their own. Guardian, like any of the Jedi ones, for example, you pretty much had no choice but to level up to get Grandmaster Yoda. Like, just, there weren't other options. It was almost all Old Republic Jedi. So I remember unlocking him. I had Jedi Counselor on my team for that, and I actually used his ship up until I finally got a good Thrawn team going, and the Millennium Falcon. You know, Clone Wars Chewie even can see a resurgence. He'll probably be in the platoons. And they say they want to do more unique stuff, so I can't wait for the big reveal. I, again, suspect that will be on May the 4th when they reveal the Geonosis territory battle. I don't know if we're going to do it at that point, especially like if testing issues can have persisted. They definitely are going to want to give it the month to test it out. Plus, they have to deal with all the balancing stuff related to Malak and Jedi Anakin and anything else they do rework-wise. So I expect it mid to end of May, and expecting the big announcement on May the 4th. Who knows? I mean, if we think about it, Padme alone is going to bring together the Galactic Republic pretty strong. And let's just think about a potential squad right now. Padme lead, Anakin, Obi-Wan, 3PO, R2. That's a very powerful team, even not knowing what Anakin is. Or not knowing what Padme is, because Anakin's a huge amount of DPS, Kenobi is a very resilient taunting tank, now with Galactic Republic synergy. R2 and 3PO are extremely powerful legendary characters, with huge amounts of synergy, including 3PO buffing Galactic Republic directly. And then who knows what Padme can be. Based on that description, outwit enemies, I get my initial hunch is turn meter manipulation, or maybe the blind abilities like Mission Vow has. I don't know. I expect her to be a very rogue-like character, if that makes any sense. So I'm very excited. This is a lot of cool news and a lot of cool speculation. I'm trying to think if there was anything else from the map I'm forgetting about. Right, I thought it would be kind of funny as a joke character if they gave us the battle droid with the head of C-3PO or vice versa. 3PO or battle droid headed 3PO or 3PO headed battle droid. I think that would be a hilarious, just really fun thing they could do. I know we already had Carbonite Han this year for April Fools, but That would have just been a really funny and pretty easy to do thing, because you just got to switch the head and the body on the models. You know, it's not that hard, and I think it would be a lot of fun. Alright everyone, that does it for this coverage. Let me know what you think down below. I am hoping that this event really breathes some life back into territory battles, because I do enjoy it, but it does get stale when it's just the same 2 maps on rotation. So now we'll have 4 maps on rotation, a whole bunch of squads, and a lot of stuff to work for. And don't forget, good luck on farming your B2 or your B1 and your Droidica. I'm not going to be able to farm them because I got Revan to farm. Once he's done, maybe, because it's only 2 out of 5 characters I need for that squad, because thankfully 2 are done, and Magna Guard's going to be done pretty quick too. Alright, farewell!